Hello guys, welcome to Unified Science Lab. Today I will be solving 5 different examples under quadratic equation. So here is the first question, the second question, the third, the fourth and the fifth question. Quadratic equation is a very easy topic under mathematics. So let's start solving the first one. So you have here x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equals to 0. So the first thing that we need to do is to look for two numbers that multiply to get this, to have the 6, and also that same two numbers that can be that can be added to have 5 minus 5. Multiply to have plus 6, then add to have plus 5. And if you can think very well, those numbers will be, let's put this one in bracket, x, I think 2 times 2, yeah, sorry, 2 times 3 give us 6. That's plus 6. It's plus 6 here, but 2 plus 2, 3 rather, 2 plus 3 give us 5 and not negative 5. So what can we do to have positive 5 and positive 6 and negative 5? So let's do another one. Minus 2 times minus 3 is equals to minus times minus plus still give us plus 6. So minus 2 plus minus 3 is equals to this one. If you calculate it very well, it will give us minus 5. So minus 2 plus minus 5 are the two numbers that will give us positive 6 and negative 5. So we write them here. Minus 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Then you both equate those brackets is equal to 0. Then after that means x will stand on its own. X will be is equals to, while crossing the equality sign, this sign that the two carries will change. So x will be equals to positive, this sign will change to positive 2, or x will be equals to the second one. X is equals to positive, from negative to positive, because it crossed the equality sign. It will be equals to positive 3. That's the answer for question 1. I tell you, it's very simple. So 2, we have x squared plus 7x plus 10 is equals to 0. You do the same thing. Look for two numbers that can be added to have positive 7 and multiply to have 10. So 2 times 5 is equals to 10. That's okay. We have here again 2 plus 5 is equals to 7. Positive 10, positive 7. So positive 10, positive 7. So 2 and 5 are those numbers we have, because they are both positive. Put in bracket first x. The first x, why we have 2x is because of this x squared. X, the first x, it will be equals to positive 2, and the second one, x plus 5 equals to 0. So the quadratic equation, the answer here will be x. When it crosses the equality sign, I told you before, it will be, this positive sign will change to negative. We have the minus 2, or x will be equals to this positive cross the negative sign, minus 5. And then we move to the third question. Don't worry, this one looks simple. The number 4, there's something that we need to do in number 4 very well. This one, they look similar. You can solve it. They are very simple. Even number 3 itself. Number 3, the same thing. 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equals to 0. So you have to split the middle terms. You have to split this middle term. So splitting this middle term will be 2x. This one is a little bit different from this one. This one, we were just looking for two numbers that can be multiplied to have 10 and add to have 7. But this one here, we are going to split the two terms. The only two numbers that can be multiplied to have 3 is 1 times 3. 1 times 3, if you add 1 plus 3, it will give you 4, which is not 7. And if you multiply 1 times 7, it will give you 7. And if you add it, it won't give you 3. What I'm trying to say there is that there's no number that you can be multiplied to give you 3, and if you add those two numbers it will give you 7. So what you are going to do here is to split the middle term. If you check it very well, it's a little bit different from number 2. Number 3, you have to split the middle term, which it will be 2x squared minus 6x minus x plus 3 plus 3 is equals to 0. You may wonder, why is it 6? Why is it 1? Minus 6x minus 1. This x is 1. I don't want to write the 1 here. Minus 6x minus 1x. Minus, like I said it before in one of my video, minus 7 minus 1 is equals to minus 8, because plus 7 plus 1 is equals to 8. If both of them have the same sign, the sign will appear in the final answer. You add them and the sign will appear in the final answer. Because even this one, plus 7 plus 1, they have the same sign. Here it appears here, positive. So we move on. After splitting the middle terms, we move from there. Then we have 2x minus 1 x minus 3 is equals to 0. If you want to know whether this is correct, you can go back and solve this. 2x times x, it will give you 2x squared. 2x times 3 minus 3, that will give you minus 6x, because 3 times 2 is 6. Then you bring in the x, then 1 here, 1 minus 1 times plus 1, because this x is 1, is with 1, it will give you 1 times 1 is 1. It will give you minus x, and minus 1 times minus 3, minus times minus plus, it will give you plus 3. Here we have it. This one is correct. Then you move on with the solvings. So this one is a little bit different. You need to solve this before getting this to the final answer. You need to solve this to remove this x, this 2 from the x, and leave x alone. So what you have to do here is solve this particular one in the bracket, which will be 2x minus 1. To have the x alone, you need to divide both sides by 2. Dividing both sides, these 2 cancel these 2. So you're only left with x is equals to minus x minus 1. So the final answer here will be, the first x will be is equals to, the minus 1 will change to positive, which will be 1 over 2, because it crosses the equality sign, or x is equals to, this crosses the equality sign, will turn to plus, is equals to 3. That's the answer to number 3 question. Here in number 4, x squared minus 4x minus 5. So look for two numbers that when you multiply you have minus 5, but when you add you have 4. So let's go here. Let's try this number, minus 5 plus 1. Minus 5 plus 1, that is equals to minus 4. That's the addition, so it gives you minus 4. Let's do it again. Minus 5 times 1. Any number multiplied by 1 is that number, so it equals to minus 5. So those two numbers are minus 5 and plus 1. So we bring them here, which is x, the first x is equals to minus 5x minus 1 is equals to 0. Then remove them from the bracket, then you have x, then the equality sign is equals to, and the sign will change to from minus to positive. Please don't forget this one is positive. from minus to positive will be 5, or x is equals to minus 1. The sign changes. And moving to number 5 question, solving the number 5 question, we have here 5x squared plus x squared minus 2. So you split the middle values into 2 the same way you did number 3. Splitting the middle value, you have here 5. Let's use 3 in place of 5. Let's use 3 here in place of 5. 3. See the same thing, but I like using these values. Let's use 3. 3 3x squared. After splitting this middle value, I'll explain that again. 3x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 2 is equals to 0. How I got this one is, if you do plus 3 minus 2, this x and this x, okay, let me add the x, plus 3 minus 2 is the same as 3 minus 2, which you will have 1. You understand? You will have 1. So, but the x, I multiply the 2x, or you add the 2x together, it still give you 2x squared. So you don't need to write this one. This one is here, but it's not visible. That's what we have here after splitting the middle values. Then moving on, we solve this by like this: 3x minus 2x plus 1 is equals 0. Solving this number 3, I forget the opposite. Solving this number 3, x, how we get this 3 is because of this. If there was no 3 in front of you, it would have been x times x, which would be x squared. But since 3 is here, you need to add the 3. X times x equals to 3x squared. 3x times x equals to 3x squared. So you need, that's why it's being added here. So to make this x stand alone, you have to divide both sides by 3. This one divided by 3, so that this 3 cancel this 3. Now, since now this one is standing alone, you can remove it from the bracket, and this crosses the equality sign, making it to be positive. X is equal to the first x is positive 2 over 3, or x is equal to negative 1. This one was positive. When it crosses the equality sign, the positive sign changes to negative. Thank you for watching. On my next video, I'll drop the how to use calculator and solve this quadratic equation.